Morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Stahls TV broadcast, expanding your embroidery business with a heat press. I'm your host today, Mike Koval. A pleasure to have you all here with me today. We initially launched a poll at the start of the presentation here, which is how many of you own a heat press. And I'm assisted here today by Karen Ross, who will be helping me out here, and she's going to read us the results of the initial poll of who owns a heat press.
All right, Mike. 70% of viewers own a heat press and 30% do not.
Okay, nice little mix here. I expected more folks to not have a heat press yet, but nonetheless, that's great because it's going to be a big help. You know, having a heat press, and also why you should get a heat press for those who don't. Okay, and I do also have one more poll to launch here before we really get into everything today. So with that said, Karen will launch poll number 2, and we'll read the results once complete.
Okay, Mike, you asked if the viewers offered any of the following services. 82% offer vinyl cutting, 36% offer screen printing, 27% offer sublimation, and 91% offer heat transfers.
Okay, great. We have a nice little mix of decoration methods here for everybody, so that's good to hear. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into how the heat press can become one of the most important pieces of equipment within your business next to that embroidery machine. You know, as those of you do for years now, or even just getting started, you know, you've already presented yourself with a very professional looking and preferred way for a lot of folks to do decoration, especially when it comes to corporate wear, businesses, you know, even sportswear, things like that. Embroidery, it's very well received in the industry as one of the most professional looking and accepted decoration methods. So, but as with any decoration, you know, as you know, embroidery, you know, there's a lot of work into it and a lot of initial investment up front with the machine itself, and you know, a bigger learning curve with the digitizing of the files, you know, and things like that. You know, so with the simple addition of a heat press, you know, as those of you who already have one know, or those of you thinking about getting it, you know, a heat press, you know, having known the embroidery business and how to operate that machine, this learning curve for the heat press, I mean, it's extremely minimal. I mean, basically set your time, set your temperature, and it does the rest of the work. And then the beauty of it is all the many different finishes with heat transfer will allow you to achieve. You know, so there's 3 main areas, you know, with the heat press, you know, that's going to allow you to expand your current embroidery business. One, it's going to be CAD cut, you know, for team wear, for names, numbers, and you know, with it, you know, the special effects that you'll now be able to achieve that you sometimes can't with embroidery, such as metallic, glitters, reflectives. Another way is screen printed transfers. You know, a lot of you know, those of you offering screen printing, you know, if you're doing it direct screen, you know, that's a lot of work as well, a lot of initial investment up front. But what we're going to talk about today is utilizing screen printed transfers. So that's going to allow you to do screen printing without all the mess, without the initial investment cost, and again, a high learning curve. Simply just going to order these transfers, which we'll discuss here, and use the heat press to apply. And not only we're going to talk about the heat transfer side of things, but we're also going to show you some different methods, you know, with the embroidery world to expand it there as well, such as doing applique. And one of the big popular process today is our rip-away applique process, which, you know, utilizes glitter, reflective, flocks, that, which you'll see some examples of this, you know, towards the end of the presentation here. So, you know, with that being said, I think we'll get started off with screen printing. You know, those currently doing screen printing, you're probably doing it direct to screen. Maybe you're doing it with some transfers, and that's what we're going to cover today, is Transfer Express, and just how quick, simple, and easy it is to utilize Transfer Express and screen printed transfers. Because what you're going to get is an exact replication of screen printing, because you are heat pressing plastisol ink, which you're direct screening to the garment, but without hassle. You know, so what we're going to cover today is, you know, the Transfer Express marketing kit, which if you're not using Transfer Express right now, if you're thinking about it or you want to get into screen printing, this is absolutely the way to do it. And what I have here in this box is a Transfer Express marketing kit, you know, that you could order, and you know, and it's $45. And what it includes is everything that Transfer Express has to offer. It's going to give you the idea book, which covers all the different transfers and all the different logos, clip art that you will have readily available. Different transfers you could so you could apply to some shirts, show your customers the finishes and everything that you have here. We're going to go over some of these items in here. You also get a $10 coupon, off your first order. One of the nice things about this one too as well, you will get a screen printed swatch book. And what this is this isn't just a swatch of just the color it is, it's an actual screen printed fabric, so your customer is going to see the exact color that they're going to get on there. And if those of you out there who own Pantone swatch books, they're not cheap. So you get this exact representation of everything that you have included in this small initial investment of $45. And you also get our idea book, which it's a nice look through piece where you can see visually all that we have to offer as far as the logos we have. And also we have an unbranded one which you could show to your customers, so they think you're doing direct to screen, and they can pick and choose whatever they want to as well. Now within the idea books there are a number of different logos, but where the real ease of use and beauty of Transfer Express is their Easy View Designer. And once you purchase this marketing kit, you will have 100% access to the free Easy View Designer, which is going to allow you to customize any of our stock templates that we have within Transfer Express, and also start from scratch and create your own. And so that's what's nice about this. And the nice thing about the online is there's so many more images that we can't obviously publish in a printed catalog. The ones that we have in our catalog are most popular, but being able to go online and utilize this, you're going to have so much more graphics to choose from. So I'm going to go over that a little bit, just to show you the Easy View Designer, because folks that just get started Transfer Express, once they log into here, after they've opened up their market, they log into the Easy View Designer, they're creating transfers in 10 minutes. So we're going to switch over to my computer screen here, Karen, please. If you have ordered your Transfer Express marketing kit, you'll be able to go to transferexpress.com and be able to access their Easy View Designer, which is the second link here. Use our layouts and clip art in Easy View. So you go ahead and log in and start designing. And then, my username and password has been saved, but like I said, once you order from Transfer Express, you'll be able to go ahead and log in and have access to this. And here you're presented with, some options here. You could choose from our idea book. These are all of our stock clip arts and templates that we have here. And we have our just basic clip arts, which is just balls, shapes, stars, what have you here that you could basically start from scratch, or saving a last session, things like that. But for our intents and purposes today, we're just going to go and choose our idea book layouts. And so when you click on that, you're presented with the initial screen. That's going to be some of our newest pieces of clip art that we've added to the library. You could scroll down and see all the different options here. And each one of these is all 100% customizable, from changing the name, the sport, the clip art, the color, whatever it might be. Everything here is all customizable to suit your needs. And they also have it laid out in categories, which you see up here. If you click the little drop down here, you'll be able to see some different categories to choose from: fashion, school wear, sports, occasions, and then all broken down again further, into more unique categories. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with something with sports. So where are we in? We're in football, Super Bowl season. So we'll go ahead and click on football. And again, here you can see all the different options that we have here. So we'll just choose this one here, Compton Eagles, and say that's the one that our customer has selected. And now we're presented with our basic template layout here. And what we could do, I'm coming to you live from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. So we'll go ahead and change our Compton to Uniontown. So you just simply select that text, and you come over here, and then you're going to be able to edit that. So we're going to say Uniontown, Uniontown. Click OK, and you'll see that change right up there in your screen. I want to do capitals, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. And then here, you'll have the ability to choose any font that we have in our library here. And the nice thing about it, each one is giving you a representation of what that's going to look like visually. Okay? So you can just scroll through all of those and pick and choose anything you want to do. And the nice thing about it too, down here, they're already telling you what you see, the fonts that are currently in use for this graphic. So it makes it nice and easy. And then, if it wasn't the Eagles, we could customize this to, in Uniontown here, I do believe we are the Red Raiders. So we could change that. Click OK. And then that automatically changes there. And this is showing the state of Ohio. So if I wanted to swap that out, there we're given a list of all graphic 50 states. So like I said, I'm in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, so I'll go ahead and select that, and it automatically changed that to my state. So just see how quick, simple, and easy it is. So we could even change colors. So if I wanted to change this to red, just go here into the color, change it to red, and I could do that for each graphic or each element of this design to change any colors I want to. And so if I'm finished, I'm happy with what I have here, I can come over here to my order summary, my print method. We're going to be able to do a screen printed transfer. What that is it's an exact representation of screen print. It's a plastisol ink has an adhesive that's printed onto a piece of paper, and then we have a powdered adhesive that's baked into that, which allows you to heat print. Then we have digital CAD prints, which we'll discuss later when we get into CAD cut, but that's just a nice option for you for doing 12 color designs that just screen printers really don't want to do. This is going to allow you to get gradients, fades, and many different special effects within that. And then we could also do decals, banners, things like that when it comes to non-apparel. And a big new product that we have here, it's our stretch litho. And what the stretch litho transfer is it's basically a CAD print where you could achieve basically unlimitless colors, fades, gradients, all that good stuff, but it has all the benefits of a screen printed transfer with, and it's going to feel like screen printing. It's not going to feel like that big old patch, on a shirt, and that's a big thing that we have going for us today. So we choose whichever one we want, and transfer type, whether it's goof proof, that's the most popular, a puff, a glitter, a glow, elastiprints if you need stretch and rebound, if you're going on performance wear. So a lot of different options there that you could choose from. So we'll just stick with goof proof, and then we have cut apart, and that's basically if we had multiple designs on this layout here, we'd be able to have them cut the sheet so it's already done for us. And one of the nice things about this I forgot to mention too, if let's say for instance this design, we could resize this because this is all priced per sheet, not per design. If we needed to resize this, if this was going on a youth shirt or something and we can make it smaller, we could also lay out as many of these as we can on here by copying and pasting to maximize our sheet size. So we're getting 4 transfers basically for the price of 1 there. And so we have the number of colors, I'm at 2, and if we had image quantity, and that's how many sheets, not how many images are on that sheet, but how many sheets that you're going to want to order. So let's just say 10. We're going to order 10 sheets of those because we have 40 kids to do or whatever. So we got to select our fabric, which is cotton, and then you'll see here we have 7 cents per sheet. But just keep in mind, divide that by 4 is how many each of those transfers are going to cost you. So it's nice. Even if we had to do a separate logo on here, maybe we were going to do a name drop. Let's say the local automotive shop is going to sponsor, this playoff jersey. Okay, and we could actually spin this, so we could lay it out, to again maximize our yield on as much transfers that we can per sheet to keep our costs down, and not sacrifice anything there. So that's just how quick, simple, and easy it is to get started with Transfer Express. So if I were new, I basically just created my first job in a matter of 10 minutes. So just so many different options there, especially with the clip arts and templates that they already have stock. but you could also customize from scratch, by selecting all the different clip arts, adding any text, changing the fonts to best suit your needs. So this just makes it super easy for you to get into screen printing without all the hassle of direct screen print. So that'll cover easy prints and the easy view designers. I'm going to go ahead and just show you how quick and easy it is to also apply a screen printed transfer. So with that being said, we'll switch back to the live view and also take a brief moment to see if there's any questions. No questions? And at any time, folks, if you have any questions, please feel free to just type them out. I'll be pausing briefly throughout this presentation to answer any questions. So I'm going to go ahead over to my heat press here and apply one of the transfers that comes with the Transfer Express marketing kit that you have. And the nice thing about the marketing kit is it also comes with your first t-shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And we have our t-shirt here, and we also have our goof-proof transfer. And the goof-proof transfer, it's the most popular screen printed transfer that we offer at Transfer Express. It's perfect for 100% cotton, 50-50 t-shirts, sweatshirts, things like that. And so it is, like you can see, it's this right here. This is screen printed, as if it were direct to a garment rather than doing it direct to the shirt. We screen print it to a piece of paper, bake an adhesive onto it. Now we're going to take it to our heat press to apply it to this t-shirt. And this is just a 50-50 Port Authority available from Sanmar, as well as Transfer Express, who does offer some apparel for you as well. So we'll go ahead and adjust this on our max heat press here. And a goof-proof transfer applies at 365 degrees for 4 to 5 seconds. So it's a very quick, easy, and simple application. So we'll flip this over, much like a traditional transfer. Oh, I'm upside down. Lay that down. Okay. Lock our heat press down again, 365 for 5 seconds. Once the heat press reaches 0, open, and this is a hot peel product. Just going to go ahead and peel that right off. And there we have it. A screen printed t-shirt in under 10 minutes, because no mess, no hassle, and your customer will not know the difference of whether this is a direct screen or a transfer that you applied, just like we did just now. So just see how quick and easy it is for you to start offering screen printing without actually having to do all the work. So that, is one of the biggest benefits of a heat press and how it's going to allow you to expand your embroidery business. Okay, any questions on anything, Karen? Okay, perfect.
Jackie would like to know if Transfer Express can be saved for in-house printing. She has a BN20.
She has a BN20. I mean, the graphics, you can't download them. They're saved on your cloud within Transfer Express. So the only way to utilize those would be, through Transfer Express. If you have a BN20, you'd still have to download in Corel or utilize CADWorks Live, which Transfer Express EasyView, it is powered by CADWorks. So you could basically have that EasyView designer by logging into cadworkslive.com, and you'll be able to output to your BN20. You'll still have to go through VersaWorks and do all that, but CADWorks is going to allow you to create from all the templates that it has, and also put a cut line on there. But you'll still have to take it into VersaWorks, which you normally do from Corel, but that will allow you to basically utilize EasyView. Okay. All right, so it's screen printed transfers and offering screen printing to your embroidery. So let's go into the next area here that we're going to cover, which is CAD cut. So with CAD cut, there's a number of different things that you're going to be able to do. Mainly, most common use of CAD cut is teamwear, names, numbers, jersey wear, stuff like that. But also special finishes, which we're going to see here as well. Glitters, metallics, reflectives. Okay, so let's first get into the most popular, which is teamwear. So with Stahls, there's a lot of different services that you could utilize. From getting pre-cuts, from letters to numbers, to lay out names, to lay out the numbers for jersey wear. What we have here are boxes, and this is how it would come to you, or in packs, depending on how you order it. There's a lot of different options for you. But what we have here is a box full of the letters A through Z, all cut out of our thermofilm. Now, the nice thing about all these pre-cut letters you could order them in any of our different vinyls that we offer, from thermofilm, which is most popular for team wear, but also sports film light, the premium plus, for performance gear, glitter flake, anything that we offer in rolled goods, you could order in pre-cuts. Now, if you have a vinyl cutter, we offer this in rolled goods too, for you to begin cutting these things on your vinyl cutter in-house and applying them much the same way. And under this box below are some numbers, which I'll go ahead and apply, a name and a number, just how you would do it. But there's also other options, like, obviously, if you have pre-cut letters, if you're doing a name, you have to lay out each individual letter, make sure it's straight. Not that it's that hard, it's a little more time consuming. But another option that we have is our Player Perfect, which basically is a pre-cut name already pre-spaced, where you would get, rather than individual letters, you input to our website a list of names and it'll send them to you cut. You could have them weeded or not weeded, zip weed, many different options for you, so you don't have to place each individual letters, or like I said before, use your cutter, cut out the names and heat apply them like that. And same thing goes with the numbers. If you have a 2-digit number, if you have pre-cuts, you're going to have to lay them out, space them, all that. The nice thing about that, we do have layout grids, layout boards, and the late Hotronics laser alignment system, which makes things really nice because you can spread the laser out, for layout. Or, again, cut them on your own vinyl cutter for those of you that have it to start decorating teamwear. So with that said, I'm going to head over to my Fusion here, and I'm going to do some layout for you, for teamwear. Put my box over here. And I'm going to get my name. I'm going to go with Jones. Quick and easy, common name. N-E, and I have an S. Okay. And in this box, I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's just say he is number 12. So I'm going to go to my Fusion here. And when doing teamwear, the Hotronics Fusion is your best friend, especially if you're doing it this way. And the reason it's your best friend, I have right now a heat-free workspace. Like we looked at when I applied the goof-proof transfer from Transfer Express, I was using a clamshell style. Great heat press as well, but not the most beneficial for laying out names and numbers because you're always going to be working under the heat. Nice thing about the Fusion, I have 100% free, heat-free workspace here, so I don't have to worry about burning my fingers, and I'm going to have nice, easy access to lay these things out and make sure that I get them straight. So I'm going to go ahead and dress this on here. And if you're not threading, and that's a nice thing about, another nice thing about the Fusion is the threadability of this. So this is going to allow me to dress this lower platen to do the back, and then I'd be able to, which I'll apply a digital transfer, which I'll talk to you about after I do this, quickly and easily by not having to take the shirt off, but pull it off halfway, spin it around, heat press, which you'll see here shortly. So I'm going to do a quick pre-press of this to get any moisture, any wrinkles out of the garment. Just a good practice to always do. And you can do that for 3 to 4 seconds. And so I'm going to take my J and begin to lay out my numbers here. There we go. So you see you have the heat-free workspace here. So let's say J. Forgive my placement, for time purposes today. I'm going to go kind of quickly. O. N. B. S. And the best way to do this is with a layout board that we offer. That way they're nice and straight, and you could use some heat tape to lay them out so they're in good registration and straight to bring them over and then apply them there. Okay, so I have my name. Now let's lay out the number. We're about an inch down, typically space between a name and a number. Lay that out there. So there we have it. We have our name laid out. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this with a cover sheet before heat pressing. So lay that down there. Swing my press back. And this is thermofilm, which applies at 330 degrees for 8 to 10 seconds at a medium pressure, which is generally a 4 to 6, on Hotronix Fusion or the Auto Clam or Air Fusion. Timer reaches 0. Let's lift our press. And I applied the E wrong because it didn't stick. That was my fault there, because the platen here wasn't tightened on here, but the rest of it stuck outside of the E. That was just user error on my part. So we have a name and number application. As I was saying before, the benefits of threading your garment with the Fusion is to quickly and easily do a front and a back. So I'm going to pull this off just halfway. I'm just going to spin this around to do the front. And there we have the front of our shirt. And I'm going to do another thing. Now, another benefit of a heat press, obviously the single colors, thermofilm for names, numbers, single color applications. But another benefit to your embroidery business, it's a lot of times tough to offer full color graphics. You saw that with Transfer Express we had, but we was talking about the digital CAD prints, and that's what this is here. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors in this design. Now a screen printer can do this, yes, but that's a screen for every color and a lot of work in burning it, reclaiming all the screens, all that stuff. So the nice thing about a digital transfer, these are digitally printed. The user had a BN20, digitally printed with a printer such as that to allow you to print as many colors, limitless as you want, gradients, fades, 10, 12, 100 colors really if you wanted it. And it's just going to cost you if you printed one color. So then we offer this service. It's called our digital CAD prints through both Transfer Express as well as Stahls. Or for those of you out there with a digital printer such as a BN20 or VersaCam, you could begin to print these transfers yourself. And this is printed on our Express Print, and our CAD prints are available in Express Print, which is our go-to product for cottons, 50/50s, and most polyesters. And I say most polyesters because it's not that it won't stick to polyester, it's just a lot of times with polyester you may have some dye migration issues, so that's just one thing to be concerned about with polyester. But we do have our tech products, which are designed for performance wear, and we also have our sub-block, which blocks dye migration. So this applies much as like that of thermofilm, but 320 for 10 seconds. Okay, so once that's applied, we will remove the mask, and there we have our digitally printed transfer. So hold this up so everyone can see. We have a full color transfer on a t-shirt, and Jones minus the E, number 12 on the back with our classic thermofilm. That's the nice thing about the heat press too. You can mix and match media. We have just a standard CAD cut vinyl on the back, but a full color digital print on the front. And we could do this much the same if we had a Transfer Express, where it was maybe two color design for a script tail or something like that. Transfer Express could do that for you too. So there's just a lot of different options for you as far as your decoration when it comes to having a heat press. Any questions so far? Okay. So another nice thing about CAD cut products are the special finishes that you can achieve. So, for instance, we have a metallic. This is a red fashion film, electric red, and we have the electric silver fashion film. And nice thing about this, if you don't have your own cutter, we can do custom CAD cut designs for you as well, where you would get these each individually cut, and all you'd have to do is heat press it, and you just specify the material and the finish, from the glitter to the reflectives to the foils, whatever it might be. It's a nice, unique, trendy design, with a unique finish that you could upcharge for, that you can't particularly offer with your embroidery machine. But now, with the addition of a heat press, now a quick, trendy design that you could charge a premium for, that folks don't mind paying for at all, because it's a unique look. And also more popular today, glitters. which we'll see more glitter in the rip away process, but this is a true glitter. It has a texture, you can feel it, and it's going to give you that bling pop that's very popular in today's market. You know, when glitter first came out and folks started using it, even with rhinestones, you know, I thought it was going to be a quick fad, but it's definitely not. The glitter flake product and some of our custom rhinestone transfers, which I'll show you again in a little bit, you know, from Wildside or Transfer Express, you know, they're continually our highest growing sales item, you know, in the Stahls catalog, as well as Transfer Express. You know, so glitter, you're not going to be able to offer with your embroidery machine, but now with the addition of your heat press, you know, the sky's the limit now as far as your decoration options and finishes. Okay. And you know, just some other unique things you could do by doing multiple colors. Again, this is a 2-color glitter, you know, with a drop text underneath. And I'll show you some more towards the end, some reflective and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. So that is decorating and how you can utilize a heat press with your embroidery business, utilizing CAD cut and CAD prints digital transfers. Any questions? No? Okay, so let's take a look now at expanding your embroidery business by offering some more embroidery. You know, I don't know how many of you out there are offering applique services, but that's another great way to expand your embroidery if you're not currently doing it. And what applique is, for those of you who aren't familiar, it's basically taking a cut number of twill or some sort of shape and just sewing the shape around it, whether it's a zigzag stitch or a satin stitch, rather than a full direct embroidery where everything is embroidered with threads. And one of the most popular products we have today, and I'm going to switch over and show you a video to my computer, it's the rip away applique process. And so what we're going to do here, and I'll show you some samples here once this video is over, is we're going to allow you to do a full glitter applique look that, you know, is very popular with spirit wear, cheerleading, things like that. And so you use your current embroidery machine, and basically I'm going to zip through here. So first you're going to hoop your garment, whether it's a t-shirt, a hoodie, whatever it may be, a jacket, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your placement stitch down. And that's going to allow you to know where your applique needs to be placed. And in our case, it's going to be a sheet of glitter. So once that placement stitch down, we're taking our glitter, and you can spray the back of this with some spray tack adhesive just so it stays in place once you put it, just making sure that that sheet of glitter is fully covering your placement stitch. And so what's going to happen next is you're going to go ahead and sew a satin stitch around everything here, which you're going to see the embroidery machine doing now. And this sew time took about 21 minutes, as you can see there. So it's sewing a satin stitch around, and it's completed. And when it's done being sewn, what's going to happen is we're going to peel away all the excess glitter, which you'll see in the video here now. So that's all peeled away, and the only thing that's going to be left is the inside, and you can take some tweezers to peel out any cavities that you might have, such as the gentleman's doing there. It's Mark Marola, one of our Stahls TV presenters. So what you're seeing now is a true glitter applique. You know, it's hugely popular in spirit wear, cheerleading, things like that. You know, so if you're not offering this, show this to your customers. Do it one time. Once you show your customers, that's repeat sales for sure. And we'll show you some examples here in the end. And a nice thing about this rip away process is you could utilize it with many different materials. You know, glitter being the most popular, but another one that's gaining popularity right now is our reflectives. You know, so you could do, you know, for EMT or you know, police wear, anything that requires a high reflective finish, you're going to be able to do an embroidered reflective look. And so once that's done, there we have our completed garment. Just unhoop it. And what we're going to do next is, since that is a heat press glitter, you know, to finalize this application so that it's going to remain permanent, just lay it on your heat press, cover it up, and then heat press. Now this is the glitter. You're going to do it 320 for about 10 to 15 seconds to permanently seal that in. Yeah, so not only is it stitched, you get that professional embroidered look, but also with a unique finish that shines and pops with the glitter. Okay, so that, like I said, that has become our biggest trend for sure right now, is the rip away applique. And I'm going to step over to to the overhead view to show you just some other finishes that you could achieve with the rip away process, and also some other unique things that you could do with the heat press that you might not want to do with your embroidery machine. Do you have any questions? No questions? Okay. One other thing I forgot to mention when it comes to the heat press, it's also a cap press, which is going to allow you to do hats. A lot of times, I know I've tried to do this myself. Sometimes, if you only have a few hats to do, it's not the most fun to set up your embroidery machine and hoop up a cap. And not waste stitches, but spending time in all those stitches to do. And you could do a quick, easy heat transfer. This is a reflective on a cap. Now I don't have this on right now, but basically how this would work, rather than having to hoop it up and sew this out for 15 minutes or whatever that might take. Just lock this cap down in your heat press, lay your transfer over top, and then you could apply this with heat. And so that's a CAD cut, or you could do a CAD print, or a screen printed transfer for that matter. But one of the nice finishes that we offer, it's our embroidered heat press embroidered letters. Basically what this is it's an embroidered letter, okay? And then rather having to hoop up your cap and then use this as an applique and sew it to the hat, this is just an embroidered letter that we could place on our cap here and just simply heat press it as if it were CAD cut. Take it a step further. You can now, with that fusion heat press, we could decorate the bottom of our caps here. And I'll show you the platen that you could utilize. Again, it's a unique trend today we've seen in headwear by decorating these under the bill, because the flat bill hats are, basically that's what everybody's wearing these days. So you could decorate that by getting a platen, which I'll show you over here on the fusion and how that would work. So we'll switch back over to my fusion and show you this platen and how that process works. So the fusion, as with all Hotronix heat presses, comes with interchangeable platens. So you could take this platen off, and we're going to put our cap bill platen on. And that's going to allow us to do that unique application. You'll see this platen here. Let me switch to my overhead so you can see. Okay, there we have this unique shape platen that has 4 grooves in it. And that's going to allow us to go ahead and place our hats, lay it on there just like that. Now, these have already been decorated. And we could add a third one here. And we'd place our transfer and then just simply slide this back in and heat press that, depending on the time and temperature, depends on the material that you're going to be using. But there you have a unique application, for caps. So it's another way for you to generate more business, for your embroidery business with a heat press. All right, any questions? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to an overhead shot here and just show you, some more unique finishes, that we kind of covered in the presentation, but just so you can get an idea, of some other looks that you could do. So again, what we just saw was the rip away applique. You can see here just some other ones, some other ideas like this part. Obviously the glitter we have here, which is the glitter flake, available in sheets or rolls for you to do this. This part satin stitch, but add one more logo of the glitter just to add some more pop to the garment. And I was mentioning before that not only can you use glitter, but you could also utilize reflective. And here we have that same process, but this here I know it's not reflecting very well right now, but this is a reflective material. So if this is a K9 unit jacket, so if they were out at night, you have the safety with the reflectivity of this material here. And the process is done the same way we saw in the video, whether you're using the reflective, the glitter, or even the thermal film or the flock. Okay. Here's another way to expand your current embroidery business. Let's say you have a couple heads of embroidery, or you only have one, but right now it's a capacity. You could utilize Stahls to offer a sim stitch product. And basically what the sim stitch product is it is a laser cut twill that gives the impression of a stitch there, as you can see there. And this is applied simply, as you guessed it, with a heat press. No sewing involved. So if your embroidery machine's right now at capacity, but you still need more business, you could utilize us and have us cut these things out for you here to give a nice embroidered look. And another popular one is now typically with twill or applique, you're offering single colors. So what we have here is our sublimated sim stitch. Okay? So you get the beauty of full color, but in a professional twill embroidered look. And again, this is our sublimated sim stitch. So you could choose from many different patterns, colors, things like that. And again, as you might have guessed, applied with a heat press. Yes, this is some unique things that you could do that you might not have even thought of. Also, we also do the sim stitch for you in letters and also numbers. So you could apply a name and a number with twill without having to actually sew it. Just use it as a heat press. And let's see. And we have this popular I showed you with a cheerleading garment, which is a rip away. This is a black glitter, utilizing the rip away process. And back to the CAD cut side of things, performance wear. Performance wear, it's tough to embroider. So perfect way to start offering performance wear. And again, this is a reflective CAD cut. It's either by ordering custom cuts from us, or for those of you with a vinyl cutter, cut these out, and now you're able to apply to performance wear and specialty finishes. Okay, and one other thing I'd like to add that you could utilize your heat press for, that you might not be, is rhinestones. This is a stock transfer, a stock rhinestone transfer from the wild side. You could order these, in any number, colors, and styles, and Transfer Express. We also offer this service to do some customized rhinestone templates for you as well. So it's just, going with that bling trend, a nice way to increase your sales and profitability, because you're charging up charges for these specialty finishes. So, so many different things you could do in addition to your embroidery business simply by adding a heat press. Okay. So, with that being said, that about, that kind of covers the presentation today. So at this time, as my camera rolls back to me here, if there's any questions anybody has, Karen, do we have any questions from the audience? Okay. Well, so no further questions. We're going to be launching a survey at the end. One of the big things we have in question is if you'd be interested in one of these marketing kits, please fill out the survey, because one of the questions is if you're interested, we'll have somebody give you a call and get you set up. And looks like we do have a question, which is great.
Karen has an opportunity to quote on full color picture mouse pads. What would you suggest she uses? Or should she invest in a sublimation printer?
Full color mouse pads, sublimation to me is the best way to go. Because with a mouse, moving it over top of it, and it's not going to cause any interference, of the mouse, and it's going to scroll nice and smoothly, if you will. So because typically a mouse pad is just a white polyester covering that rubber type surface. So sublimation is ideal for that. Could you apply with CAD cut or digital transfer? Yeah. But I think because the way the sublimation works, it's going to bond into there. There's going to be no hand to it. That's definitely the best way to do it. So we could do some sublimation services for you as well with CAD prints, or investing in a sublimation if this is something that you see yourself doing a lot of. It would definitely help to invest in. I'd recommend the Sawgrass Virtuoso, which it's available through Stahls as well. Any other questions? Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for attending. Thanks for your attentiveness, and I look forward to having you in another class. And be sure to check the schedule. I do believe we have a class tomorrow evening. Correct, Karen? Tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. and it covers. What is it covering? It's the talented Courtney Kibitza. as you all probably have seen her. And basically it's the heat press basics. So, for those of you who, may have just got into heat printing, with a heat press, or looking to get a heat press themselves, it's kind of a nice tie-in with this. So we saw some applications, many different finishes that you could do. And so tune in tomorrow for Courtney's class at 8 o'clock, and she's going to cover the basics. And we have more questions coming in.
One more question.
Okay.
Is there a pricing mode available to be able to quote these various processes?
Like with Transfer Express, when you're using their Easy View, you'll see a live quote of what it's going to cost you to do these. So what you charge your customer, your general rule of thumb, 3 to 5 times your cost. So factor in your garment cost, obviously factor in your transfer cost. Now any rent, utilities, anything that goes into your business, you should factor all those in as well. And the same thing goes, if you're ordering like CAD prints from Stahls or custom lettering and things there, you'll have a price of what it's going to cost you. So you just base what you're charging your customers off of what you're paying. So, but yeah, when you order from us, you're always going to see what you're spending, and then just break it out. Like I said, general rule of thumb, 3 to 5 times the amount that you put into it is what you should charge your customers. And obviously that could grow. If you're offering a glitter or a metallic or a reflective finish, those, you could charge a lot more for those because they're unique, and customers are willing to pay a premium for that. Any others? Okay. Again, well, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks for having you. It was great talking with everyone, and we'll see you out there next time. Thank you.